Alright, alright. We should be perfectly fine. Awesome. So we are in, ladies and gentlemen, game 1 of the series between KeeN and UCA map Giza. In the left hand side of the map we have KeeN team represented by Kido as the pocket door. On the bottom flank we have Grass playing as Gaia, and on the top flank we have Mythic playing as Quetzalcoatl. And on the right hand side of the map, representing UCA, we have Pocket Kronos, Zucolo. So the drafting thingy wasn't accurate, I guess. Matthews should be on the top flank, and on the bottom flank we have Rockres as Gaia. Here, as I said, is Matthews playing his Isis. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this map is really something that can be approached from various angles. There is a bunch of things you can do, and I spotted like 2, 3, 4 back gold mines behind Matthews's base. But I don't see a back TC, which is interesting. So he doesn't really have an option to go for that back TC. His front TC though is here. If he does manage to grab that, I think that would be really good for him. He can easily close up these positions and live the dream with so many back gold mines. Same can be said on this side. There is so many back gold mines on these positions that is actually crazy. Been too long since I played TGs, says Young Goat. Yeah, we should run some TGs, man. TGs are kind of fun. Haven't played a good TG with the boys in a while. Now on the other side, the situation is a bit different. We don't see as many gold mines as we see on the side of UCA, but the back town centers are all in the back. So we see a town center here, a town center here, and a town center here. So if KeeN decides to go for the 2 TC route, they have easier access to those. And to be honest, on the left hand side of the map, we do see plenty of back gold mines. So only the bottom side is a bit different, I guess, but the side of Mini Yeti is perfectly fine for a 2 TC play here, which with Quetzalcoatl could be quite good because he has certain bonuses to his economy if he chooses certain routes, so that could be incredibly strong. Now we already see Zucolo aging up. I'm assuming it's Prometheus, and he's gonna be shifting his temple. He's already looking for the position to do so. There is an oracle here, there is an oracle here from Rockres, just to spot if Garaz decides to go for a 2 TC route or not. So I would assume going on the shifting temple on the Gaia doesn't really feel all that useful, so I would assume he's gonna go for the shifting temple and pressure on Kido here. Or he's gonna go for Gaia, but Gaia is perfectly able to defend herself. She does have manners, she does have hero citizens, at least few of them, and Grass should be able to defend this one perfectly well. Temple did get deconstructed, but he's gonna put the temple up on the other spot, no problems, and he's gonna continue his game. These 2 Prometheans aren't gonna do all that much, so it is kind of fine for the time being. On the other side, Mythic doesn't even consider going for a TC. He doesn't even know where his second TC is, so I would assume he's gonna go for a sort of a 1 TC play here, but you can never know. I guess judging by his eco spread, he should go for that 1 TC play. Now Grass did age up through Shianas. There is also Kido Herzer to help defend. Akaladra is in, and Zucolo is sent packing. He will not have any business here whatsoever. But behind this, I would be 100% certain Zucolo is gonna take a TC. Yes, he is walking towards the TC. He's shifting his manner. Now, if anyone doesn't know, when you shift a manor, put a manor next to the building that you plan to build, Kronos has a certain bonus that gives you faster build rate when you have a manor. And you see this area here is where it's affected. Another manor coming up shortly for Zukolo, so this town center will be up incredibly fast. Now on this side, Rokris is chilling for the time being. He has double military barracks, kinda expected from Oceanos. He's gonna go heavy into Murmilos. 3 Caladrias are already in, so that's gonna be a bit of pressure on Grass here. Grass also with the 2 military barracks. He's gonna have his own Murmilos. He's hunting outside of his base. Kido's Hersier is there just in case. So anything unexpected, so nothing unexpected can happen. One more middle though, that's good. It's not gonna get sniped. Grass manages to save a Murmillo. That's a good save from Grass. And I don't think Rokris can do much damage here, to be honest. Here we do see some skirmish as well. Miniati opening with some warrior priest. It's kind of expected from the Quetzalcoatl. Actually, from many Aztec, they do want to go into those warrior priests at least in the beginning and kind of try to get some pressure in, and then see from there what are they gonna do. A random Serbia fact is the only stereotypically good-looking country which isn't spamming adult content like Hungary, Czech, Russia, Thailand, and Latin America. Well, we do have some actors there, not gonna lie, but not as many as the other mentioned countries, yeah. Or there is a slight skirmish here. Grass versus Rokris. Both guys casted their Carnivora. Grass managed to snipe Carnivora of Rokris faster, and seems like Rokris has to retreat. So many Caladrias flying around for both players. They're trying their best to save their units, but seems like Rokris has lost the momentum here. He needs more units or some sort of help to hold this position, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Caladrias casting Pacify on Grass's Caladrias. Kido coming in with his cursors as well, and Rokris will be in a dire situation here. Now, Zukolo needs more time. He cannot really help. He took a TC. He's also sending units up top to help match his pressure, and I don't think this pressure is doing much to Miniati. Actually, he's kind of fine. His units are back in his base. He can always research towers as he did right now, and he's fine. There is not much they can do. His Goldman is all the way back. He has some herdables here to eat, so it's not the end of the world for Miniati. Miniati also took a town center, so he's gonna play a slower game from now on. Now, Rokris is in trouble here. He lost 2 villagers in this position. He's being pressured by Grass heavily here. Number of Murmillos just keep getting up for Grass, and Rokris cannot really keep up because he lost the initial skirmish. He lost pretty much half of his units, and now he is gonna struggle a bit. I would assume Zukolo will send some help his way because he really needs it, but for the time being that's not gonna happen. Rokris is going with another military barracks. He wants to bump up that production of Murmillos, but Grass is just putting pressure on. He doesn't want to stop. He has so many Murmillos, Bite of the Shark coming in as well as more Murmillos, and he is diving the base. He feels confident enough to dive the base of Rokris here. This might be a turning point for Rokris though. Grass is overextending a bit, but Rokris cannot really keep up. As I said earlier, he doesn't have enough units because he lost pretty much half of his army early on, and that's going to be a problem for him. Now, Grass can also walk forward and try to put some pressure onto the backside of Zukolo here. Zukolo does have plenty of villagers. Here, 1 manor, 4 villagers, and Oracle. Someone has to fall, so that could be really interesting. But Grass doesn't really want to push into Zukolo. He wants to destroy Rokris completely. Now, on the other side, we do see plenty of walls coming up for Kido. Zukolo and Match is trying to trying to put some pressure on, but the pressure is not gonna do much. Kido is in to help Minietti hold, and Minietti does have a second TC and Matches does not, so that is a bit of a problem here. But mid-gold stronghold is up in Minietti's face, and that could be problematic for him, although for the time being there is no siege present, so Minietti can kind of chill. What his plan is, I would assume he is putting some chickens sacrifice. He's gonna go for that food production boost, probably looking for that heroic, judging by his resources here and numbers of military units. But Grass is all over the Rockres at the moment. He's trying to put pressure on two different sides. Rockres trying to micro his villagers not to lose any, but it seems like he's really struggling. He wants to go heroic, which is actually a crazy decision from Rockres. You cannot go heroic when you're pressured like this. He's also overreacting on these small numbers of Murmillo on the top side. He has to split his army, I feel like, to be able to deal with all the Murmillos Grass is currently fielding. He does have so many Caladrias, and these are gonna be a great answer. One more Murmillo is getting sniped. Carnivora has been casted, another Carnivora from Rockres, and Grass has to bail right now, but he has units on the other side as well, so he is split pushing, split trading, whatever you want to call it. And it does seem like Rockres has managed to get enough units to hold, but this side is the point of interest right now for both teams. Ancestor, Eclipse, Traitor, everything has been casted on this position. UCA trying to break through Minietti. Minietti trying to hold with the help of Kido. Not many units for Minietti though are present for the time being, and it seems like UCA will be able to break through. At least it's what it seems like, but Kido does have plenty of throwing X-Men in the mix, as well as the healing spring, so that will provide enough sustainment for KeeN to hold this position. And this is a disastrous push for UCA. They lost Ancestors, they lost Eclipse, they didn't manage to push, they lost most of their army, and even though Matches did kind of everything right, I like the monument forward, it didn't matter. Kido and Minietti managed to hold. Kido also took a town center behind all this, just to keep up with the economy of Zocolo. And worth mentioning, Matches and Rockres are both 1 TC still. So even though Grass is 1 TC as well, this is a really problematic situation because Minietti and Kido do have 2 TCs for themselves. That is gonna be economic advantage KeeN in a short while, and that could be really dangerous for UCA. Now Matches doesn't want to give up on the pressure, but Kido's army is starting to be pretty menacing here. He has so many throwing X-Men. Frost is on the table as well. There is a lullaby from Minietti too. I would assume Minietti is gonna look for that heroic shortly. I would assume he does, like if you're Quetzalcoatl playing as Quetzalcoatl, you do want to go to the Eagle Warriors. These are amazing unit, and they kind of counter chariots pretty much, so it can be a big problem for you to face if your army comp is looking like this. UCA coming for another push, but on the other side, Grass is diving the base of Rockres. Rockres has some units to try and defend, but it seems like Grass once again has an overwhelming advantage. 120 units for Grass, 100 units for Rockres, but a lot of value for Rockres is in those Caladrias. He has how many? 7 Caladrias. But Grass doesn't care. He is able to completely annihilate Rockres' army, and he's gonna be able to push through his base and straight up to Zocolo. Zocolo is being raided here. Grass has sent a few Murmillos. Rockres did react to that, but now Grass has a Traitor, Behemoth in the main base, and Rockres is sent packing from his own base. This is gonna be a really tough situation for UCA going forward. Rockres lost his footing in the main base. He has to pull back. He doesn't have enough units. He doesn't really have enough production either. He's trying to rebuild the production here, but Grass is just all over him. He's trying to push further in, while on the other side, KeeN is holding strong. There's absolutely zero problems on this side, even though UCA did go heavy into archers. But there is the Xipla to help hold this. All the throwing X-Men did go down though because of the archer numbers. Lullaby has been casted on top army. Freeze. Frost actually has been casted here as well, I would assume. And now KeeN is looking to break through this position. Couple of rams from Kido trying to push onto this mid-goal stronghold. Mid-goal will go down. 2 more rams are joining in. And this is not looking good, ladies and gentlemen, for UCA. Seems like KeeN has taken the lead in this game and they do not plan to let it go. Grass is just deleting rock rise on the bottom side, and that's going to be a really big problem. I can't stress enough how big of a problem that's going to be for UCA, and Matthews decides to call it. He saw how this game is going and doesn't want to see any more of it. Zukolo follows Rockres as well. GG, well played. KeeN takes the lead in game 1. Alright, we are in for the game 2. Let me just check if everything is alright here. Seems like we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 of the series between KeeN and UCA. In the bottom left corner, bottom hand side of the map, we have KeeN represented by the new addition to the team, Killuminati, who's going to be showcasing his Zeus in the pocket. On the right side, we have Miniati playing as Tezcatlipoca that we mentioned earlier. Extremely good god with Dragon Riders and all that good stuff, especially on water maps. And on the left side, we have Grass playing as Gaia. Now, in the top hand side of the map, we have Team UCA, which is going to be represented by Zukolo on the left side playing Thor. Pocket player is going to be also new addition to the team, Ragnarox, who hasn't played a lot of games, and he's going to be showcasing his Zeus prowesses in the pocket. And on the far right flank, we have Matthews, who's going to be playing Poseidon. Now, as we said, map is Mythic. This map always crushes my FPS for some reason. This is a water map. We should expect some sort of a water fight too. That's something that always happens in Mythic. Then after 10th minute, it's kind of safe to abandon water if opponent's team has invested a lot in the water, but it's always nice to have your economy backed up with endless fish economy food. And especially when you go heroic, have your Persine and Sultanfura upgrades. These boats actually give incredible amount of food if you have enough of them. That could be something that decides the game, but doesn't have to be. There is a possibility that the other team can come back into the game on the land if the team that won the water doesn't manage to capitalize on the water gains early on. Once you have 70-80 villagers, the water advantage doesn't really show anymore all that much, so it's kind of safe to kind of like neglect water to a degree. Now we have Gaia Thor matchup on the left side and Tezcatlipoca Poseidon. Poseidon is kind of a counter Tezcatlipoca shenanigans. The Prodormos, Hermes Dionysus Prodormos are quite good versus Jungle Riders, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Miniati is gonna approach this one. I would assume both pocket players are gonna go for underworld play, which depends who executes the underworld play better. So that's also gonna be extremely important. Now, I would assume shortly we're gonna start to see some age-ups coming through. Both teams going on the water. They are taking their sweet time, establishing the food economy they need for the early game. I would love to see 2 dogs from each player. I think 2 is mandatory if you're gonna fight water. 3 is kind of good if you want to outspam your opponent, but you have to be careful, as I said earlier, not to overcommit on water. That is something that many teams struggle with. They do not really scout for what's happening, and then when the time comes to transition to land, they end up pants down, caught, and they cannot defend versus an aggression on land. So that is definitely something to look for in this game. Now we do see 2 dogs from each player. They're coming in slowly but surely. Ages up are pre-queued. Mythic not yet aged up, not yet pre-queued age up. He just did so now. So we are going to be seeing Gaia, Oceanus. Tezcatlipoca is going to go through Malinocotl. Of course, both Zeus is Athena, Hermes from the Poseidon, and Forseti from the Thor player. No surprises there. Everything is kind of meta for now. We do see a third dog from Mythic. So this kind of makes me think KeeN is gonna fight for water quite seriously here. In the previous games that KeeN has played on this map, we have seen them kind of abandoning water quite fast, but this time around it seems like they do want to fight for water quite diligently. Now Killuminati opening with 2 siege ships. These hammer ships are going to be a counter to those, so Kilo has to be careful how he's controlling these siege ships. Matthews will immediately switch to the siege ships, and Killuminati has to retreat. Now he is only making siege ships, which is dangerous because Matthews is making a combination of every ship possible. Now I'm assuming Kilo is waiting on Mythic to produce some of ships of his own, and now he has done so. Arrow, canoe, these are gonna be a great counter to the hammer ships. Now we did see a bolt onto this position, I'm assuming. Mythic trying to put some pressure onto the land on Matthews. There is a Minotaur from Killuminati also roaring forward. Grass putting great pressure onto the Zucolo here. He has casted Carnivora offensively, which is always great, but Carnivora has been known to bug out some ships if it's casted in the middle. That is definitely something to be aware of. Now, for the time being, it doesn't seem like Zucolo is able to actually fend off Grass's attack. He has all his fish economy idled aside from these 3. These 1 here and 2 here. And Grass is putting more and more pressure here. Caladria also healing for Grass. These Caladrias are a great addition for water fights. If you're playing as Atlantean and have access to Oceanus, you should always try and look for Caladrias to help heal your boats on the water. And seems like Grass has managed to break through Zucolo. Zucolo cannot really rely on that fish economy anymore because he doesn't really have many fishing ships out for the time being. He's still trying to produce some ships to fight off this stack from Grass, but Grass can just sit comfortably here and kind of just destroy ships that come his way. On the other side, we also see Kilo and Mythic putting great pressure onto Matthews. Matthews trying his best to defend, but seems like Ragnarok is not really trying to fight water. So to me, honestly, it seems like Matthews and Zuko are buying time for Ragnarok to go heroic and try to do some Apollo underworld shenanigans. He has Apollo already in the queue. He has aged up. Apollo is in, and this could mean an underworld, which is gonna be absolutely devastating if KeeN doesn't expect it. He immediately queues up underworld in the main base of Killuminati. Killuminati under heavy pressure right now. Whole lot of 12 hoplites plus Manticore are going to be trying to take Killuminati's base here. Killuminati doesn't really have anything on land though, so he's going to be struggling a bit here. Neither do his allies. He's just migrating all of his villagers on the side of Mythic. He's going to be establishing himself a little bit of an outpost there. And now Ragnarok has to fight through all these towers. More units are coming in for Ragnarok. UCA kind of gave up on that water, but Killuminati's base is destroyed. Ragnarok's is going to be trying to clean this up. Mythic has come with a couple of warrior priests, but these are going to my bad, excuse me. These are going to fall to the hoplites, and Ragnarok's will continue his rampage through the base of Killuminati. Now, KeeN has won the water. Not entirely though. Zukolo, Ragnarok's both have some fishing ships still out, but KeeN should be able to clean them all from this position. Now, Kilo's base has fallen completely. Grass has sent some Murmillos to deal with these hoplites, but that's not gonna be possible. Murmillos have to bail as well. Ragnarok's has incredible amount of units right now. I don't think anyone is gonna be able to deal with those. Grass is taking a kind of a bad fight. He doesn't have enough units. He did manage to bait restoration, and he's gonna be pulling back. He has to be satisfied with how this went. Restoration has been casted. Ragnarok doesn't really have a restoration for himself anymore, while Killuminati does have access to the restoration himself. Now Zukolo is taking the forward TC against Grass here. Grass had to go back to deal with this shenanigans in Kilo's base, so he doesn't really have idea what's happening. He does actually have idea that Zukolo took a town center, but you're not really gonna care all that much. Grass doesn't really have any fishing ships. He had to pull them back. I don't really know what's happening here. Zukolo doesn't seem to have any offensive power on the water, and Killuminati is just cleaning menacingly this water. Mythic is gonna be extremely strong. He's gonna be giga hard to stop for UCA. But his main base has been targeted by Ragnarok's. He is making masons. He does have some units coming in, but the TC has gone down. Ragnarok's is doing the work in this game. He has managed to take 2 TCs down. All of infrastructure from Killuminati. He has set KeeN back immensely. Now the question is, will his team be able to profit from this situation? Town center has also been stopped here onto this position. Mythic has been set back quite a lot, and Zukolo is just pushing more and more forward. Third town center for him coming in. Grass not really able to take any town centers for the time being, because he had, as I said, he had to deal with the situation in Killuminati's base. That's gonna be big problem going forward. If North has time to establish a proxy base this forward, it can be really hard to deal with the situation at hand. Mythic has managed to deal with everything on this position. Killuminati has taken a back TC. He is trying to recover himself. All the villagers are on the wood. There are some on the gold, but nothing much is happening for Killuminati for the time being. There is an Apollo, but he has Toxotes mainly, I would say. Yes, so that's not gonna be the greatest of Thunderbolts if he decides to go for it. Grass is being pushed by Zukolo, and he has to bail. Zukolo does have an advantage for now. He also had access to a lot of fish. KeeN didn't prevent Zukolo from gathering all the fish, and with the town centers on the land, Zukolo has managed to gather a lot of advantage for himself, and now Grass is in danger. He is kind of losing town center here. Zukolo has so many units, which is not gonna be easy task for Grass to deal with. He kind of needs help, but Killuminati cannot really provide help, so Grass is kind of left for himself. He does research towers, more and more units coming in for Grass, but villagers are going down as well. Grass under a lot of pressure right now. Seems like he has managed to stabilize to a degree now. Killuminati has finally decided to clean the fish from Zukolo onto the Onto this side, Zukolo will lose the access to fish. Sila coming in as well. That's gonna be interesting. Grass has managed to push out of his base, but he doesn't have siege, so he has to back up a bit. Oh, he does have a siege. Behemoth just came in for Grass. Grass will have means to clean these buildings here. Zukolo has lost entirety of his army, 25 units for him. But the important thing is, how will KeeN utilize the Underworld themselves? That is gonna be an most important thing in this game. I feel like if the Underworld is good, that could be a game won for KeeN. If it's not, UCA could prevail and take the victory and get their name on the scoreboard. Now we do have a question in chat. Marta saying, put the logo a bit smaller please, it's hard to see what's going on here. I cannot put the logo smaller, but I will consider it going forward, I guess. We also had a follow, Valoner1016. Thanks for the follow, my man. I hope you enjoy your stay here with me. Appreciate it very, very much. Now on this side, we do see Matthews putting some pressure onto the Mythic. There are some hoplites from Ragnarok's as well present, but Mythic does have a decent army here, so he should be able to kind of deal with the situation at hand. Illuminati also having some Toxotes himself to help fend this attack. Grass pushing on. Behemoth is going to be able to take down the TC. It seems like there is a Manticore from Illuminati. Illuminati trying to stretch his units on both sides, but that's going to be kind of hard. There is a heavy destroyer coming through, but that is not the best siege versus Norse, because Norse, as we all know, does have an access to throwing axemen, which are absolutely amazing counter to these destroyers. There has been a black backpack. No, this is a purge. Purge has been used, and all the Toxotes go down for materials. Purge with the incredible value for Mythic. Mythic will be able to break through now. No Toxotes to stop him. Only a couple of hoplites for Ragnarok's. Matthews has to bail with his villagers from this gold mine. And that is gonna be a big win for Mythic and Illuminati going forward. Now, Illuminati did manage to take a second TC. He also has access to all these fish, but Ragnarok's has gone through Hera, and it's a lightning storm, but a pretty low value lightning storm if you're asking me. Only a handful of Toxotes. Oh, okay. This might be a good value here. I stand corrected. UCA has managed to take the forward position back for themselves. Fortress coming up for matches here on this position. Both town centers up for Ragnarok's in the back, but Zukolo here is kind of struggling. Grass's onslaught has started and he doesn't plan on finishing it. He is pushing forward menacingly. A couple of Arcuses are in to help deal with these throwing axemen in the back. Now Grass is in full control on the top side, even though Zukolo does have incredibly high score. He just reached heroic, so he's gonna have access to flaming weapons, which is gonna be challenging for Grass to deal with, but there is a restoration from Illuminati which can help deal with that situation. Mythic and Kilo are being pushed a bit, but nothing all too big is happening here. And this side has more action. I feel like there is a Medusa here for Ragnarok's. Flaming weapons is gonna be activated any moment now. Another bolt has been used. Plenty of Contarius for Grass to deal with these throwing axemen as well as Arcus. But it seems like it has been enough to deal with the initial pressure from Grass. Grass is taking a third town center now. He's gonna go and search for that full pop army. I feel like it doesn't really have many units for the time being, but Zukolo is mainly throwing axemen, so that is gonna be... Oh my god, the town center is gonna get denied as well. Ragnarok is playing a wonderful game here. Beautiful display from him. Minietti still want to see. He's being pushed heavily from this side. Couple of Petrobolos mixed in for matches to help push. Ragnarok's army should be somewhere here, and we do finally see an underworld. Where exactly? Where is the underworld for Killuminati? It's here. Killuminati has managed to get to Hephaestus. He's gonna be trying to push forward. Ragnarok's base is under heavy siege right now. Colossus, couple of Toxotes. There is more Petrobolos coming in. Hoplites jumping out to help clean these buildings. Villagers are going down, and this is a decisive moment for this game. I feel like, who's gonna be able to push faster? Will it be Killuminati in the middle or Matches on the bottom right side? Seems like Matches has completely overrun Minietti here. Minietti has to bail, and now Killuminati's base will be under siege as well. Grass is trying his best to push on the left side, but it doesn't seem like he can push fast enough. Ragnaroks is also there to help Zukolo deal with all these units from Grass. Grass's units number are falling incredibly fast, and we do see great advantage. 100 more units for UCA for the time being, but Grass is holding strong. Town center is down for Ragnaroks, and his units are in to help deal with these Petrobolos. He managed to snipe every single Petrobolo, but he is losing units. Killuminati forced to put some units onto the front line here as well, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be enough. Minietti has been deleted from the game. How many villagers does Minietti have? He does have 43 villagers plus water, so he shouldn't be in gutters just yet, but he is struggling right now. He's trying to make those Eagle Warriors. Doesn't really want to go into Juggler Riders. As I said earlier, Poseidon Prodormos are a great answer to that. We do have in chat information, 100 villager advantage. Yes, exactly. There is such a big advantage in villagers and in army. It's kinda miraculous how KeeN is still playing this game. Killuminati trying to take this TC for himself, but all the villagers are gonna go down. And it seems, ladies and gentlemen, like UCA has managed to equalize this series. But let's not talk in advance. There is still hope for KeeN. Grass is holding strong onto this position. He is trying to prevent Zukolo from pushing more forward, but Zukolo did take his third town center. Zukolo currently on 4 town centers. He is skyrocketing in score. Zukolo is 135 military units. There is a purge from Minietti, and many units will go down. This could give Grass enough time, but there is just so many units from Zukolo. It's absolutely impossible for Grass to push. Illuminati's shenanigans, underworld play has been dealt with. There is a restoration here to help hold this position. Matches just gonna say, very well, I'm gonna pull back a bit, establish my units again. There is a Fimbulwinter from Zukolo as well, and I would assume there is gonna be a tap out. Grass taps out. Killuminati and Minietti follow. GG, well played to UCA. They managed to take game 2 of the series. It's currently 1-1. We have ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, respected members of the community, we have ourselves game 3 of the series between UCA and KeeN. Currently, it is equal 1-1. Both teams managed to get their names on the scoreboard. So it is gonna be a fight of who is gonna be able to take the advantage. Now, in the top hand side of the map, we have KeeN team represented by Mr. Kido playing as Susano in the middle, who is currently struggling to get this mining camp down. On the bottom bottom flank, we have Grass playing as Kronos, a bit of a switcheroo from Grass. Instead of Gaia, we will be seeing some Kronos shenanigans now. And on the top hand side, on the top flank, we have Mythic playing as Uranus. Now on the other side of the map, we have Team UCA, which is going to be represented by Ragnarox, who played impeccable game on Medit. He's going to be showcasing his Zeus on land now. That should be interesting. On the bottom flank, we have Zucolo playing as Tsukuyomi, and on the top left flank, we have Matris, who's going to be playing some Loki. Now, this should be an interesting game. 2 gold mines. That means it is possible to go for a second TC. I do see amazing town center here for matches, so I wouldn't really be surprised if I see 2 TC plays from either side. I think it makes a lot of sense in this map, in this setup. But there's also a possibility that they are going to be heavily punished if they decide to go full grid. That is something that we should be aware of, so to look for. Is this a best of 5 or best of 7? This is a best of 5 as far as I'm aware. So we are halfway through the series right now. 3rd game underway. The result is equal, 1-1, as I said earlier, if anyone has just tuned in. Now, I would say Grass is going to be 100% 2 TC. That seems like something really logical here. We do see an amazing town center with the hunt and a gold mine. There is a deconstruction on the Zucolo Odmagius actually. That kind of makes sense. He is going to slow down a Herser production quite a lot. There is a temple coming down for Grass as well. Minieti with the Oracle providing some vision. But Mattress is going to get his temple down once again in a really good position, if I may say, and he's going to enjoy his life. There is not much that Grass can do to slow down Mattress here, only beat the Prometheans. So it's not going to be the end of the world for Mattress. He does have Hunt lured under the TC. This gold mine is kind of protected here. Hersirs are starting to come out. Mattress not really paying attention here. This villager is having some problems. He has to run and he's gonna be able to save him barely. There is a Carnivora as well. Where is the question? I don't see Carnivora anywhere. Prometheans trying to get some damage in. There is a Kusanagi on the villagers and on the hunt from Kido. And Kido coming in with a couple of Kitsunes. They are munching on the villagers. One villager goes down. And it seems like even though Mattress seemed in a really good spot, he lost one villager, was forced to use a healing string here, and a good early aggression from KeeN. Now, what's happening on KeeN's side of the map? We do see Grass immediately taking that second TC I was talking about. This is definitely something you cannot pass. Hunt, gold mine, another gold mine. This is amazing position for Grass. Now, I would expect same from Kido shortly. He is opening double stables though, so he might not be looking for that second town center in the foreseeable future. And the Minieti also opening with double military barracks here in this position, so he is not going to be going for that town center, which means KeeN has opted for a bit of a safer approach. There is a town center coming up for Zucolo though. Kitsunes are going to be able to get some damage in. One villager goes down, second will go down as well. Minotaur is coming in, but not before this villager goes down. Amazing job from Kido sniping 2 villagers, and we already see a slight advantage in villager numbers for KeeN as of now. KeeN has done an amazing job with this early aggression. Zucolo opened one stable, and on this position We do see a second town center from Ragnaroks. He also amazing town center. He's building a market, so I would assume he's gonna go for heroic military academy coming down as well. Yes, this is a fast heroic from Ragnaroks. His macro is showing exactly that. Now we do see a couple of Naginata riders from Kido coming his way. This could be dangerous for Ragnaroks. He doesn't really have any units out aside from his heroes and Minotaur. That should be kind of enough. I would say that is enough. I've seen plenty of players do wonders with 2 heroes and 3 mid unit, but there is a Minieti coming in with some Murmillos. There is Kido coming in with some Naginata riders, and these Kitsunes are upgraded, so they are munching a bit meaner and heavier. They also have more HP, which is kind of important. Ragnaroks is making some villagers right now. Now UCA did what I said is kind of dangerous. They went for the TCs, but 2 out of 3 players went for TC, so that means that opens up a chance for KeeN to put on some more pressure while Grass is having a wonderful time just booming. Minieti with a good catch. He's gonna kill 2 villagers. 2 villagers are gonna go down. Ragnaroks cannot really afford losing villagers like this. This is definitely a tough position for UCA. There is a couple of Naginata riders plus Kitsunes for Zukolo as well. We do see a slight skirmish here. Couple of Hersiers trying to get some damage in. Spy has been casted as well on which unit? On a couple of Naginata riders. This is a good way to use Spy though. Cast it on the units so you kind of have an idea where they are constantly. You don't have to worry about being jumped with some units that you did not spot. That is definitely a good approach from Matches. Now Matches is still staying 1 TC. He did suffer some damage earlier, so that is definitely dangerous. He's gonna lose some Hersiers here. More Naginata riders coming in. We do see Grass with a couple of units as well, but he's not really making any units to fight. He just wants to hold before he can get his heroic in, which is gonna happen shortly. I assume more oracles coming in for Grass. 5 of them already out. Ragnaroks was forced to get some units out, so his heroic was delayed a bit. He's going through Apollo right now. Another underworld is gonna come through, and now we see second spy. Now on Murmillos, this is interesting approach from Matches. Matches wants to know every single movement KeeN makes. Murmillos are with the spy. Naginata riders also have a spy on them. Heroes coming in for Minieti now. Minieti is all over the map actually. He's hunting, taking all the hunt. I would love to see some sky passages forward as well, so he can kind of like steal from the side of the Matches' map. Now Matches has decided to take a TC, but this is going to be a big fight right here. Minieti and Kido are in. These Murmillo heroes are really strong. There is a swampland from Kido. Units are going down, but not as fast. There is a restoration. Kusanagi has been casted as well. More Murmillo heroes coming in for Minieti. This is a big fight. This could very well decide this game, ladies and gentlemen. Losing a town center and all the units could be a big disaster, but UCA did manage to hold this position. Hersiers plus Hoplites, Minotaur and Manticore did the job. And now Matches can safely take a TC. There is a raiding party of Zukolo here. They managed to sneak out onto the grass. Grass sending some units to deal with, but not before he is gonna lose 1 hero citizen. This will hurt Grass's economy a bit. That's not gonna be end of the world. Zukolo will lose a lot here. 2 Kitsunes already down. Naginata riders are trying to circle. 1 goes down. There is a swampland, but these Naginata riders will go down eventually. Hero citizens and citizens are not dying to swampland. These are gonna be able. Oh my god, this was an unfortunate thing for Grass. He loses villager as in the same exact moment Naginata rider dies. That is truly unfortunate. Now Minieti is going through Hyperion. He has so many Murmillo heroes. I would assume it's going to be Heroic Rejuvenation with this amount of heroes. He should be having 5 oracles are down for Minieti. Very nice. 5 for Grass as well. Grass's economy should be really strong right now. He's taking a 3rd town center as well. Zukolo is being pressured a bit, but he was able to deal with all these units from Grass. He has aged up to Hachiman, and he is going to be looking for some pressure right now. He does have New Moon to use. Didn't use it just yet. He is getting his armory upgrades in, and then he is going to put down the New Moon on the armory. That is insane timing for him. But Grass, on the other side, does have economy to kind of sustain the fight that way. 3 town centers might be a reach, but Grass feels comfortable enough to take the 3rd town center. He is starting to make a lot of army right now. Couple of Cursors going up for some raid. We do see Naginata Riders, big amount of Naginata Riders. Will they meet these Cursors? Not for the time being. Now Grass is going forward. 3 Satyrs are in. Grass is looking to destroy this wall. Try to engage in a fight before the New Moon is casted. He knows Tsukuyomi has an incredibly strong timing, so he doesn't really want to wait. He wants to force Zukolo to engage in a fight before he gets all his armory upgrades in. Now Zukolo is not taking the bait though. So far he is sitting behind his walls. He doesn't really want to engage in any sort of unnecessary fights, but he is going out. He seems to think he's okay, but Grass does have... I'm not really sure if Grass has enough units here. We see Underworld onto this position. Swampblade has been casted. There is a Carnivora as well from Minieti. Naginata Riders marching in to help deal with this, but it seems like there is so many units for UCA. Another devastating Underworld, while on this side Grass is forced to take a fight, but he does manage to absolutely demolish Zukolo's army. And Zukolo taking a fight before his bronze upgrades came through is something that you should never do. This was such a bad fight for Zukolo, but Ragnaroks with the good Underworld kind of saved the day. Matrius with a couple of Hersiers as well. This could mean some side builds for Matrius with those Hersiers. Now I don't think Kido can take a fight here because he has only Naginata Riders. He kind of needs other units to be able to deal with these Hoplite. But for the time being, he is not making anything else. Oh, Raijas are coming in. The dirty move from Kido. But Raijas will be mad with the heroes, Greek heroes. Now we do see Matrius putting on some work onto these Samurai. There is a spawn as well. Chaos is happening somewhere too. Not sure where. Oh, this is the side. Minieti is pushing hard. He has a lot of Murmillos behind. There is a problem for Matrius here. These villagers are in danger. They have to bail from this position. Ragnarok's trying to get that fortress down, but Murmillos are in. They are gonna start smacking those villagers. There is gonna be a lot of dead villagers. Fortress will get done, but what cost? 5 villagers lost for Ragnaroks. This is a huge move by Minieti. Minieti is marching more forward, trying to get some more damage in, but Hippaspis are starting to come through for Ragnaroks, and these are going to be a great answer to the Murmillo heroes. Now this Underworld has been dealt with. Grass will happily take back his town center, his farms. He has made a proxy base on the forward gold mine. But Zukolo does have incredibly strong army right now. He has full bronze, all the attacks, ballistics. But Grass has these satyrs and Zukolo doesn't really have any heroes, which is a bit problematic for him. And Kido is going to these incredibly strong Raijus, and these are going to be a big problem for our Tsukuyomi player Zukolo. Now, these archers do have Golden Kite, which kind of helps them to deal with the mid units, but not to extent that you can kind of like neglect heroes. You need heroes as well as them, so then you have a great time dealing with mid units. Tango Masters going down. This is not the best move from Zukolo. He is losing Tango Masters. More of them jumping in. Big push coming in. Kido and Grass joined forces to try and break Zukolo, but Zukolo does have incredibly strong backline. More heroes coming in for Zukolo right now. He has learned his lesson. He doesn't want to let those Raijos and Satyrs go wild on him. It seems like he's doing a great job dealing with this. Another Swampland from Kido, but these units are not moving away, so Kappas do not really have anywhere to grab on. Good moves from Zukolo. He has managed to avoid most of the Kappas. Now we do see these Daimios trying to deal with these Satyrs, but Grass has some units to help prevent that. Ragnarok's coming in hot with big number of hoplite. This is the way Ragnarok loves to play. He makes one type of unit and just spams that all the way to the end of the game, and it seems to work quite good when you have teammates that provide your backup, as in these Yuumi Horse Archers. Minietti has taken TC for himself, forward one. He has made some walls, he has some units, but he did give time to Matthews to take some for himself. There is a big pressure from Matthews onto the base of Kido. Kido losing some villagers. 3 battle boards coming in. Kido needs some heroes right now, but he is not making any heroes for the time being. He's focused on this fight here. Grass and Kido trying to hold this position, but that seems like it's not gonna be the case. Although majority of hoplites are dealt with, but these Yuumi Horse Archers are proving to be really tough to deal with. Grass just cannot amass enough units to kinda break through them. He's not close to Mythic either, so no implode for the time being, and these hoplites are just munching through this palace. More pressure coming in on Kido. Kido really could use some help from Minietti. Minietti sending his units right now, but not before Matthews does some damage to Kido. Kido's reinforcement path is also cut, so he cannot really funnel units onto this position, but it seems like KeeN has been able to stabilize on this position. They will take their time, I hope, to deal with these shenanigans. There is also flaming weapons available for Matthews. That is gonna be something that KeeN has to be aware of. Another new moon, instant full iron coming in for Zukolo, as well as on Muraki. Zukolo right now has incredibly strong army. No heroes for Grass. He has to pull back. A lot of Tangos are in. Wretches are in as well. There is another Shogun, and Grass is really gonna have trouble dealing with these units. Another batch of hoplites coming in strong for Ragnarok's. Grass has to pull back. He's using his fortress to kind of pull back, which he did manage to do successfully, but his proxy base is gonna be destroyed. Kido now coming in to help. He does have a significant amount of units, but so many buildings going down for Zukolo. Third town center also coming in for Zukolo. Kusanagi has been casted. Units are going for villagers. Actually, Kido wants to snipe those villagers. He's leaving Ragnarok's to deal with Grass while he's sniping while he's defending those villagers and fending Kido's army away. But things doesn't look too good for KeeN right here. Vortex coming in. Where is the Vortex? Minietti with the Vortex in the back. He's gonna try and mess with the economy of Ragnarok. Ragnarok has noticed that he pulled all his units, held his villagers in the fortress, but fortress will go down. But so will Grass's forward TC. And this is a big problem for Grass. Tsukuyomi has reached the point where he is absolutely unstoppable. Kido has to come and help, but Kido kinda rocks the same army as Zukolo right now. Champion Yuumi Horse Archer just came through for Zukolo. Kido is still on heavy. Hoplites are champion as well, and this is gonna be extremely tough for KeeN to stop. Grass trying to get some units to help defend, but it seems like that's gonna be a really hard job. Nidhogg coming in as well. All the Yuumi horse archers are gonna die. Nidhogg matches coming in clutch with the Nidhogg on this position. There is a chaos coming in. Where exactly? I'm not sure. Mythic trying to buy his teammates some time to actually do something. There is Implode. Implode coming down on big Implode. This should be greatest of values for this Implode. All the units are gonna go down. Villagers will go down as well. There are 2 Argosses to put some salt on the wound for Zukolo. And a lot of low HP units scattered around. Now Grass and Kido have chance to strike back. Will they be able to do so? Grass is funneling units here, but it seems like they are not gonna be able to deal with all this stuff. There is a Nidhogg still here doing great damage. No heroes whatsoever. There is Dragon Typhoon from Kido, and all the units are gonna get instantly deleted. Carnivora has been casted somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. Nidhogg will get targeted by these Shinigamis, and this will give KeeN some time to actually re-establish their forces and try to push back. Grass has been set back quite a lot. Mythic tried to help, but that gave time Matches to kind of get really big. Matches has Fire Giants, he has Mountain Giants, plenty of units. He's gonna try and bash through this forward base of Mythic. Mythic is making more heroes. These are gonna be a great answer to these mid units, but there are plenty of throwing Axemen to deal with all these Murmillo heroes. No chaos available for Mythic just now. There is a Vortex though, so if he feels confident enough, he can always Vortex onto these units. The Fire Giant special is not gonna do much to these hero Murmillos, but Mythic needs more units. He doesn't have enough units to deal with the onslaught Matches has prepared for him. Ragnarok's trying to put on some more pressure onto the Kido. Kido does have Onmyojis ready to roar, but doesn't really have enough units to actually engage in a fight. Grass trying to defend his gold mine here. He doesn't want to give up on his gold mine, but Zukolo has incredible amount of armies. 134 military units for Zukolo versus 64 from Grass. There was a Chaos, but Chaos is not doing all that much for Grass right now. Zukolo doesn't really have any country units. Ragnarok's coming in hot with more hoplites, some Peltas now as well. And Grass's army has been cleaned up. Now, Matthews is also making good progress on the top side of the map, and it seems like UCA is well and truly in a driving seat right now. They have managed to break KeeN on both sides, but will they be able to close the game is the question. Kido does have a good army, but he is currently alone. Grass doesn't have any units to back him up. 30 military units. He's trying to make a palace. Another Vortex coming in from Mythic. Where exactly is the Vortex? On the main army of Matrius. All these Fire Giants are gonna go down. Plenty of heroes are in. Maybe they are not gonna go down. There are some ballistas. Raiding Cav. Matrius is making everything at his disposal to try and kill this Atlantean Giga army of heroes, and he has done so successfully. Fire Giants roaring forward, killing this palace. Matches well and truly in a commanding spot here. Same can be said for Zukolo and Ragnaroks on this bottom side. And this indeed seems like a GG. UCA takes the lead 2-1. KeeN is backed up to the wall right now. Alright. We have ourselves a game 4 at hand. Let me just check if everything is alright here. Should be alright. So KeeN on the left side, yes, and on the right side we have UCA. Alright, we are ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, with their tournament live on the line, we have KeeN team with the newest edition of mechanics. They're gonna be playing in the top hand side of the map with the pocket Hades that is gonna be showcased to us by mentioned mechanics. On the right flank, it's gonna be Kido playing as Freyr, and on the left flank, we will be seeing Grass playing as Muski or Loki. Now, for the team UCA, the team that needs only one win to secure their spot in the winners finals, we have Ragnaroks playing as Zeus in the pocket. On the top right flank, we have Zukolo performing as Ra, and on the far left flank, we have Matthews playing as Loki. So this is gonna be a bit of a Loki war on the left side, while middle is gonna be both of them probably booming 2TC kind of style. 2TCs on these maps, these sort of maps, Marsh or Watering Hole, are always kind of good. We see back gold mine. There is like 5 hippopotamuses here. And then on this side, this TC is a bit worse, but he also does have access to a lot of zebras, gold mine, and there is a hippopotamus here, so that is very, very good. There's also hunt here, gold mine here, more hippopotamus, so a bit of a wall here, and you're safe. And on the far right side, this is going to be an interesting matchup, Freyr versus Ra. This could be an interesting matchup depending on what Zukolo is going to decide to go for. I would say giving Freyr time to do anything is kind of like not what you want to do as Ra, because Freyr is kind of scary when untouched, so going into some sort of Ta barracks army seems like a good option for Zukolo. While Kido has many options, I guess. He can go for a TC himself, he can establish some map presence, he does have his Guardian Bastion if he decides to go through Uller. So that is gonna be amazing for him. Overall, I think it's gonna be a really, really fun game, especially on the left side. Loki Wars, I want to see a lot of Hersers running around causing chaos everywhere. That would be so cool, but this map is kind of defensive. I'm not sure who picked this map actually. There was some reshuffling with the rules in a previous series that was played. I believe it was semifinals, losers semifinals, or winners finals. Not sure, but I do know the rules were kind of shifted, so it remains mystery what rules exactly are, at least for myself. We do see Uller from Kido, Forseti for Grass, Pta coming in for Zukolo shortly, Athena for mechanics, Athena for Ragnaroks, and then Forseti for materials. So kind of like expected choices. There is a spy on the dwarves. Grass kind of knows it's on the dwarves, I would assume. He saw scout and instant spy. That kind of shows that the spy has been casted on the dwarves. So he just needs to be aware of the dwarves and how he moves them. Instant walls from Grass coming in onto this position. He wants to secure himself. No unexpected raids will come his way with the walls down. Match is doing the same on the other side. He doesn't want to face anything unexpected. Walls already in. All the players are in the classical age and the battle can start. Zukolo though a bit late, but he is gonna go through momentarily. Now Grass has he always sends his troll kind of forward. He seems to think this troll is kind of useless, so he used him to like cause some unexpected damage. which is an interesting approach, I must say. There is a rogue cursor for Matrius going all the way forward. He's searching for something, not sure exactly what, but he is going forward, marching forward still. He's trying to get the relic. He's sneaking the relic. Oh my god. Matches the sneaky. He has taken the Citadel and Town Center +4 population, but the problem is he needs to get out now. Grass has spotted him and he is gonna be chasing this one down. Grass does have some units somewhere in the vicinity. He is putting some pressure onto Matrius. He has managed to snatch a relic from Matrius. On Matrius' side, even infantry movement speed +5 obeys. That is a huge relic, considering Hersiers are also considered infantry. With the sky, with the eyes in the forest tag, these Hersiers will become incredibly fast. Matrius is pushed back. Grass has managed to force Healing Spring. He does have an spy on this position. He kind of can see what's happening here. So I am not sure what that about Automaton. It's probably... I am not sure. I saw Twitch has updated their policy about like the mods and shit, but I didn't check that out really. I will check after this game and make sure it's enabled. It shouldn't be offensive language by any means, but yeah. Twitch is like that sometimes, I guess. Now, Grass is trying to put on some more pressure on the Matches, but Matches does have a certain number of units. We do see Eyes in the Forest for Grass coming in shortly. 5.5 Hersiers, 1 Hersier goes down on each side, and Grass has been forced to retreat. There are some Hoplites plus John Thomas coming in from Ragnaroks to help Matches defend. We do see 2 town centers from both Greek players. They are going to be enjoying their lives on 2 TCs booming. Kido also took a town center, but so did Zukolo. So this is a bit of a boom off, while on this side, okay, Grass taking a town center. This is something I wouldn't expect from Grass, and a forward one at that. There is a healing spring on this position. Grass wants to lock in this side of the map completely. Now I believe this is Grass's forward town center. So this is Grass's, this is Mechanics, this is Kido's, this is Zukolo's. Yes. So this is the correct town center for Grass to take. Now Matches did sniff this out. He's gonna try and pressure it a bit, but there is a healing spring and a lot of Hersiers for Grass. A couple of them are AFK, but they are gonna be starting the fight. Restoration, both restorations coming down onto this position, and Grass will be able to hold. Couple of Greek heroes coming in to help Grass fend off this attack. Mechanics is on high alert. He has been able to follow up with everything. Cast Restoration, put some heroes to help, as well as Minotaur. And that is going to be enough for Grass to get the town center in. Now Grass will try and put some pressure onto Matches here. He does have a town center. More heroes, Hersiers coming in for him. And Matches will have some problems here. Matches also going for pure Hersier army. Both players playing kind of same style. No throwing X-Men in sight for either of them. Grass can always make a dock here, transport ship, and he can go like back and forth if need be. That would be pretty cool. Now I'm not sure if Grass wins this. Applied upgrades for Zukolo. Grass does have a bit more movement speed, but overall both have same unit stats, so this fight is, if anything, kind of equal, not favoring Grass from my perspective. Grass only putting a house here just to see what's happening, and he's gonna be backing out. Mechanics and Zukolo going heroic. Mechanics has Underworld. This could be dangerous for Matches. Matches could be wiped very well here if coordinated play is done here by Grass and Mechanics. Grass did put a nice wall here. He's trying to lock Zukolo in his base. Zukolo has to pull back here, but Grass is just all over the place. He's trying to annoy Zukolo as much as he can. Mechanic going, searching for something. He's gonna send the shade there, try to fight some damage, but Ragnarok's here has everything walled in. He's walled in. This reminds me of JA game style. JA loves to do wall in his corner and enjoy his life for as long as possible. That's exactly what Ragnarok is doing right now. He does have some hoplites. I'm assuming there is Underworld coming in for him as well, but not really. Oh, he did age up to Apollo, my bad. So he does have access to Underworld, but Mechanics had it first. Now Underworld coming in. It's on the position. Oh my god. Dwarves coming down. There is a Golem Burst coming in to help deal with this. Mechanics with some units as well to help with the damage. Golem Burst will deal with the Underworld, and it should be enough. Okay, the damage is not as big as I thought at first. Mechanics did lose some units, but Golem Burst is in. All the units from Ragnaroks will go down, and this Underworld didn't really do a lot of impact. Now in this position, Mechanics with a very nice raid from single Manticore managed to force a retreat, but we do see flaming weapons onto this position from Matthews. Grass will gladly say, alright, I'm just gonna pull back into my town center. But he's taking a fight. I don't think this is a good fight for Grass. There is a flaming weapons from Grass as well. Sentinels have been casted. Hoplites coming in. There is Locust on this position. Everything is on this position. Oh, so many units from Matches coming in. Grass is trying to hold. Mechanics coming in with units of his own, and he is going to be able to help hold this position. Seems like Matches's and Grass's army have melted, but so is Ragnarok's army. There is a very good Frost Giant spawn for Matthews, but he is forced to retreat back. There is a bit of a raid in the main base of Grass though. Hoplites coming in from Sky Passage. This is gonna be dodgy situation for Grass. Grass doesn't really have all that many units left. 17 units for the time being. 25 villagers only. He is being absolutely demolished on all sides. Grass needs help, and he needs it now. This position also denied by Ragnaroks. Ragnaroks is doing a wonderful job once again with the Hoplite raid and all the good stuff. Underworld has done a lot. I stand corrected. Underworld is an amazing addition for UCA for now. Now Kido has been doing work on the other side. We have neglected Kido a bit, but he is pushing through. He is going to be trying to push towards Ragnaroks now to kind of get his attention. Now Zukulo is, I'm assuming, trying to go Mythic here. I'm not sure what Zukulo is doing. His macro does look like he's going Mythic, but there are stone walls and there are only slingers and Petsukos, so Zukulo is kind of locked in his main base, which is gonna be a good for Kido. It can provide some time for Kido to actually put some pressure in now. Mechanics has been surrounded from both sides. So many battle boards from Matthews and Ragnaroks pushing forward strong. They are able to catch Mechanics off guard here a bit. Double battle board from Grass coming in as well, but so many Hersiers, Frost Giant as well. One battle board goes down. Mechanics managed to actually use the garrison from Grass's DC, and Ragnaroks loses his whole army once again. No, Kido is pushing menacingly here. He's trying to fight the Zukulo army, but Zukulo for the moment he has enough food, but he doesn't have enough gold, and he's trying to go Mythic. Now his gold mine has expired here, I believe, so there is 1 gold, 5k gold. That should be plenty enough for him to go Mythic actually. Kido has a Hillfort here. No siege for Zukulo for the time being. Now Kido pushing onto Ragnaroks, trying to prevent him from going out to his base. Villagers will bail from this position, but Grass's army will. Grass needs to get more army in. Oh, there is a sneaky Underworld invasion onto the main base of Ragnaroks. Ragnaroks under heavy pressure. Now Grass has to pull back. There is a big pressure coming in from Matthews. Tempest has been casted as well in the main base. And Zukolo's army has been entirely destroyed. Okido will be pushing with mechanics. Main TC of Ragnarok has gone down. There is a battle board from Grass. Portable ram as well. And Ragnarok is in a very bad spot right now. Kido has so many stuff actually, but Grass is pushed a bit. Here Matthews doesn't want to play all Hersier. He says, if you're gonna go with Hersiers, I'm gonna make some throwing X-Men here, no problems. And Grass is stubborn with his Hersier strat. He doesn't want to add anything else but the Hersiers. Mechanics is in though with the Toxotis, and that will spell a retreat for Matthews. Now Ragnarok is Matthews is kind of on a timer. Ragnarok is getting absolutely obliterated here. He's losing everything. He does have some villagers here on the back position. There is a fortress here, but so many units. There is a settlement coming in for Kido in the main base in the face of Ragnaroks. More units coming in for mechanics. Grass has lost entirety of his troops. There is Einery for Matthews. Matthews has had some big spawns with units in this game, but that is not going to be enough to win this fight. There is a shifting sense somewhere, and it's in this position. A couple of slingers plus elephants in for the final defense. They need to stay strong here, or else this is going to be the end for Ragnarok. Ragnarok does have a lot of peltas here to deal with throwing X-Men. But there are so many Petrobolos from Mechanics. Mechanics doing a wonderful work here, defending Grass and pushing in on this side with Kido. Kido does have so many stuff. And these units are kind of stuck. They can go through here, but they are not doing so for some reason. Villager going down for Zukolo. Mythic Age coming in for Ragnaroks as well. There is lightning storm, but there is oh my god, there is. Where is this happening? Main base of Matthews has been hit with a huge earthquake for mechanics. Lightning storm is in on this position. They need to move back. They need to move. Move. Grass has been able to move his units, but mechanics will lose entirety of his troops here. But mechanics does have a very strong economy, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. Not the greatest of lightning storms. He did kill probably 2.5k military value, but it is okay, I feel like. Oh, there is a big bad wolf coming onto this position. Kido. Oh, beautiful split from Matthews. Matthews is able to dodge almost entirely this, but he is forced to retreat. And now Grass plus Mechanics will be pushing here hard. Ragnarok's trying to get some units to help, but he is just throwing units, not paying attention. It is late for Ragnarok, so his attention span might have weakened, but there is a big tornado coming in from Zukolo. Beautiful split from Mechanics and Grass as well. They do have a healing spring to help them heal their units up. Couple more units will go down. But Grass kind of threw his units away. Not the best movement from Grass, but it is okay, I guess. Mechanics did manage to save majority of his troops. The Kido has been pushed back a bit by these elephants plus slingers, and now elephants are champion. They are going to be having that AoE damage, which is going to be extremely good in dealing with these berserkers. Look at them melting. These elephants are absolutely amazing in dealing with infantry. Kido has to move back from infantry into camp. Probably Jarls wouldn't go astray here with some throwing X-Men. No, not throwing X-Men. I don't know. Jarls plus mid units. Kinda. Mechanics sending his villagers forward. He's trying to probably take this TC for himself. He's trying to push onto Ragnarok's here. Couple of battle boards from Grass are in as well. Ragnarok's forced retreat. Ragnarok's is really struggling right now, but so is Grass. Grass trying to get this town center back up. Mechanics leaving few units here just in case. He is pulling them in now. How many villagers does Grass have? 48, 53 from Matrius. But Matrius does have big military advantage here. 130 favor for Grass, 100 favor from Matrius. Both players have incredible amounts of favor. The Matrius going in to face this menacing Mechanics army, but he does notice immediately that this is not gonna work. Grass going in as well with Hersers, but Hersers against throwing X-Men are not the way to go. It just doesn't work, and Grass is stubbornly building only Hersers. Now we do see Hell is in for matches. That's gonna be a Nidhogg. No Mythic inside for Grass. Mechanics forced retreat. I would sacrifice these Shades, if I'm being honest, just to save some units here. Kido has been pushed all the way to the back. He is having a really tough time dealing with these elephants. These elephants are marching without a single care in the world, but we do see Fafnirs coming in. That is what I wanted to see from Kido. Get those Fafnirs in. Burn those elephants to crisp. That is a good choice from Kido. Kido trying to take down the catapult, but catapult will continue to siege onto this position. More military buildings coming in for Grass. Grass trying to put some pressure onto Matrius, but Matrius is solid here. He will have access to Nidhogg momentarily here. 15 seconds away. Ragnarok has managed to stabilize as well. And now Mechanics cannot really fight. He does have incredibly good Toxotes, but Ragnarok actually has no armory upgrade, so Toxotes would be a really good option here. Now we do see Nidhogg coming in, where Nidhogg coming in onto this position. Kido does have so many units, and he needs heroes to deal with this Nidhogg. This Nidhogg will be a big problem for Kido. Kido doesn't really have Goldis for the time being. He's making Huskarls. Trade is initiated for Kido as well. Restoration coming in for Ragnarok on this position, trying to win the battle versus Mechanics, but Mechanics does have advantage here. Ragnarok's not having any armory upgrades aside from weapons. He's trying to take the forward TC, but he is going to be pushed back. Big upgrade from Mechanics as well. Shafts of Plague, really helpful in dealing with a lot of infantry units, as well as Peltast on Peltast violence. Now we do see Asgardian Bastion coming in. There is a cheeky little Fire Giant trying to snipe some units, but Mechanics reacts swiftly with the spread formation. Grass is in trouble right now. He is going to be trying to hold, but it doesn't look like he has all that much in matches. He's going to be going for that final push now. Fire Giants are in, Rams are in. He's going to be pushing in to end this game. Will Grass be able to hold is the question. Nidhogg coming in on this position, not the greatest of moves from Matrius. Nidhogg versus late game Greeks is not really good. Especially with Shafts of Plague, Toxotes, Nidhogg goes down. Perseus is in to help deal with Sons of Muspel. It seems like Grass has managed to hold here with the help of Mechanics. Now Ragnarok is pushing once again from the other side. Kido has not been able to stabilize here. He's trying to deny the TC, and I think he's gonna do so effectively. Fafnir is doing actually great job versus these elephants. Mid-goal Stronghold coming on instead of the TC. And the elephants are going strong. There is no stopping these guys. Plenty of priests are in as well. Plenty of champion slingers to deal with throwing X-Men. I don't think Kido can build throwing X-Men now. I'm not really sure what Kido can actually do here, if I'm being honest. He's trying every possible combination. Aside from Jarls, I guess. Maybe Jarls are the answer, actually. Mechanics pushing in. Once again, trying to destroy Ragnarok, but Ragnarok is holding strong now. Grass has been able to repel another push from Matrius here. Surprisingly, Matches not being able to push grass, something I did not expect, considering how big of advantage he had. Mechanics would use some siege here to help deal with this town center, but town center will go down regardless. Now, if Mechanics could take this town center, that would be extremely good. Matches is on 2 TCs, grass is on 3 TCs, actually 2 TCs now, but you get my point. The situation is kinda equal. Grass is almost full villagers, while Matches did slack off on the villager numbers, but KeeN is having a big trouble here. He's not able to really win any fight. He needs his teammates to actually do something significant so he can regain his territory. Ragnarok's is 3 TC. This was his 4 TC actually. He is gonna be trying to push forward again. There is one Petrobolos, more units coming in. Actually, units are streaming in for Mechanics. Mechanics could use some infrastructure here so his units are not walking all the way from there. Ragnarok still stubbornly building those hoplites, and the rain has been casted. Grass managing to push Matches away from his town center. Really good move by Matches, by Grass actually. Buildings are coming in for Mechanics right now. This is a good move from him. Ragnarok's forced retreat. Now if he can take this as well, that would be huge. Or maybe he can collapse onto this side and try and kill Matches. Matches is really struggling for the time being. He doesn't really have great economy. I don't even think he has access to a gold mine. He has started his trade. But that could also be cut if this portion of the map is taken away from them, which can be done 100% if Mechanics decides to do so. Now Mechanics and Grass actually try to collapse on Matches. He's kind of caught out here. He has to bail. Grass managed to establish quite a lot of infrastructure here. He's going to be clearing this portion of the map as well. Petrobolos is in. Ragnarok is back yet again for another round. But he's just making hoplites which get absolutely demolished by Toxotes plus Peltast with the Shafts of Plague. So he needs to change his comp. I think this is not gonna work for Ragnarok's in the slightest. Grass is pushing. Grass somehow turned the momentum on his side. He is pushing now. He's going towards the trade route. If he stops this, the trade route, this could be huge. It locks off Matches, so he will not have access to gold mine. It locks off Zukolo from the significant portion of the gold, considering how short his trade route will become. 225 favor for Grass. Finally seeing some throwing X-Men from Grass, and as soon as he mixed them in, he started winning. We do see some Jarls as well. Grass is on the trade route. This is what KeeN needed. Mechanics also doing a great job pushing in. He could very well turn on to this TC. So many villagers here. But he decided to go for the main town center of Ragnarok's. Ragnarok's really having some problems. He's also killing the trade route as we speak right now. This is gonna hurt Zukolo in the long run as well, so KeeN will have easier time holding, and it seems like that is exactly what's happening. KeeN has been able to deal with the elephant, but now another underworld coming in. Ragnarok's going for the trade route. He has seen it now. How will KeeN deal with this? Does KeeN have access to something? No. Both trade routes are under attack. KeeN has to do something about that, but he also has to worry about the front line, which is currently being pressured by Zukolo. Town center going down as well. Mechanics going strong into the main base of Ragnarok. Ragnarok has to pull some units back, or he's gonna lose everything in this position here. And Matt just calls it. KeeN has managed to equalize the series 2-2. Absolutely amazing game. Comeback from Grass, Mechanics with the impeccable gameplay, and KeeN holding this elephant onslaught from Zukolo. their backs up to the wall. They managed to hold and secure the final game 5 of the series. GG, well played to both teams. Absolutely amazing game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, respected members of the community and everyone else present right now, we have ourselves game 5 versus KeeN. KeeN versus UCA. The winner takes all. The big prize is being able to compete in the grand finals of Mythic Clan League. And who's gonna be the lucky winner? We will have to wait and see by the end of this game. Now, positions in this game, in this map, are not important. There is absolutely no positions. Everybody is mixed in between themselves. We will introduce the players playing though, starting with Mechanics playing as Poseidon, Grass playing as Loki, and Kido playing as Freyr. That concludes the KeeN team. And now on the other side, on the other team, we have Ragnarok's, Hades, Zucolo, Seth, and Matrius as Loki. The map is Autumn Exchange, special map made by DoD for this occasion, for the tournament. As you can see, it's a really different map than what we are used to. Usually on the ladder or custom games, we do not see these type of maps all the time. Actually, we never see them. This is quite an interesting map in my opinion. I prefer Iceland Oasis a bit more. That's the same map but with a lot less resources in the back and a bit more open, but this is kind of like similar map. And the fact that you are not spawning next to your teammates is also something else. So that provides a lot of chances for different approach, different strategies, and all the interesting things, shenanigans and whatnot. So I'm kind of interested to see how players will approach this one. Now, from what I can see from KeeN, they do have two extremely aggressive gods, Poseidon plus Loki, and then they also have a defensive trigger in Freyr that can give Golem Bursty in Classical, Tempest in Heroic. They can kind of deal with any sort of pressure that comes in the main base, which is extremely important on these kind of maps. And on the side of UCA, we do have Loki and Hades. Loki, of course, aggressive god, very good on these type of maps. And then we have Hades, who is a defensive anchor for the team. And then Seth is a bit of a wild pick for me because I'm not sure how well Seth fares in the game like this. He does have access to Shifting Sands, which provides him an ability to move around quite efficiently. But like in a grand scheme of things, I don't think Seth is a good choice here. I might be wrong, and Zucolo might prove me wrong, but that's just how I feel right now. Even if you have a Shifting Sands, your army in Classical is extremely slow. You don't have any... Actually, your Spearmen are quite fast, but do you really want to make Spearmen all the time? And I would say no. And your X-Men and Slingers are quite slow. Now we do see slight aggression here from Mechanics. He's trying to put some pressure on Zucolo, but the Priest is in there. He's gonna be able to deal with this. There are two heroes coming in though. Zucolo is still age 1. He just aged up 2, so he's gonna be able to make something happen. But the Priest is gonna go down. Great snipe from Mechanics. The blocks, the moves. Mechanics got it all. Double barracks coming down immediately. There is gonna be some pressure with the center. Atalanta and Jason are also in. Atalanta dealing with this pesky Anubate who is trying to sneak away and do some shenanigans on the side, but Mechanics with a good reaction, he has managed to disable all the action from this Anobite, and he's gonna be forced to retreat home. Now we do see some wolves coming in to provide some. Oh my god, the villager goes down. Great snipe by Mechanic. He's really doing a great job. Anobite will go down as well. Couple of spearmen are in, but these are not gonna have a great time with the center in. And Zukolo is having a really rough start to the game. Now on the other side of the map, we do see Ragnarok is enjoying his time. He's just put down double military barracks. We do see double Minotaurs coming in onto the side of Mechanics here. Mechanics will have some trouble dealing with these if he doesn't notice immediately. These are still normal Minotaurs, so that shouldn't be a biggest of the problems. Great wall of China from Grass, trying to secure this position completely. Mechanics still pressuring, more villagers going down, but there is a significant number of spears now, and Mechanics will have to consider what's coming next after this pressure, because spears, when mass spears start to take shape, the Poseidon player kind of needs to adapt. Maybe go into centers, or I don't know, like, oh my god, villagers are going down left and right. There are two stuck here. There is a golden burst. I mean, this is the UCA can be extremely satisfied with how this went. Bull Minotaurs going in, decimating the villagers on the wood line and on this hunt, and they are just running out. Golden burst wasted. Big win for UCA right here. Absolutely amazing victory for them. Now Zukolo has gained enough time to go away from his base, to break away and try to search for some damage with his spearmen. Now Mechanic here cannot really engage with only Hippias, so he kind of needs some sort of other unit. Possibly center would be a good solution, I think, here. With the mass center, he could really do wonders here. These spearmen would be rendered useless, and that would be all there is to the spearmen. Poseidon's Secret also should a Lord of Horses, sorry, for the regeneration, which he just researched. So these Hippicons are gonna get back to full HP now. Zukolo is going in, and this could be a bit of an overextend, but units from Mechanics didn't manage to circle around, and Zukolo will be happy with that. On this side, we do see a healing spring from Matrius. He's just trying to hold his own. He is in between two hostile Norse players, Grass and Kido. There is a Guardian Bastion. Kido is completely safe, but Mechanics is having a lot of trouble here. He's losing villagers left and right. He does have a significant amount of units, but these are all spearmen and bull minotaurs attacking him, so he will need help immediately. This is not gonna end well if Mechanics is forced to engage these units by himself. He does have another center, which is gonna help, but there are so many Minotaurs, they're gonna instantly kill the center, and Mechanics is in big trouble right now. More units coming in, streaming to his base. He only has Hippicon's entire economy of Mechanics is idle for the time being. Kido is sending more units to help him. This should be okay. He does have a couple of villagers here in the base. He can get them out on the other side and try and repair this town center. If he doesn't do so, town center will go down, and that's gonna be restoration from Ragnarok's coming in clutch. This is gonna be a big problem. Mechanics trying to micro his Hippicons away, back and forth to lure these units from his main TC. His villagers just came out. He's gonna try and get some resources in while he can. Kido has so many units, actually. He's streaming more and more units in. And now Ragnarok has put entire attention on Kido. There are actually some units still on the side of Mechanics, but Mechanics should be able to deal with them. He needs more centers though. This is gonna be extremely tough. Serpents have been casted here. This is a weird choice. Now Grass is pushing hard onto this position. He has so many Hersers. Again, we see a Herser fight. Grass and Matches going at it, but seems like Matches just needs to stall. Mechanics is really in a bad spot right now, and we do see ceasefire. And that's gonna give him some time. Now, as I said earlier, mass Hippicons versus two players that are spamming spearmen and hoplites can be extremely dangerous. Now Kido is gonna put his Guardian Bastion here. That should give decent defense and force Zukolo and Ragnarok's away from Mechanics. But Mechanics did suffer big losses. 28 villagers versus 36 of Ragnarok's and 30 of Zukolo's. That is gonna hurt him quite a lot, but he does have enough time to recover. Now I kind of... Oh, there is a spy on this. I was wondering why Grass didn't search for some damage onto this position, especially since he knew Zukolo had his entire army in the main base of Mechanics. The damage would be absolutely certain here if he went for it, but he didn't really do so. There is a spy though here, so it might not be possible after all. Now the question is, what's next for KeeN? KeeN needs to do something. They are behind. Mechanics need time to recover. Now both players have spy in each Herser group, so there's not going to be any surprising Herser raids. Grass trying to surround. He does manage to pick one, but that one was spied Herser. Unfortunately for Grass, this is the worst kill he could have got. Why is Grass backing off? He could have had a full surround there. Great trade from Mr. Mechanics now in the main base of Zukolo. He managed to pick some units here, but the Minotaurs are in to help defend, and Priest is trying to snipe the center. Center might go down. He manages to sneak away.
Hello, motherfucker.
There is a pressure from Zukolo and Ragnarok's onto Grass, but Grass has this position walled. He did lose one Herser, but he should be fine. He should also have his healing spring, yes, in this position, so it's not the end of the world for Grass. Grass could hold here for a longest time. I feel like he does have incredible amount of Hersers present in his main base, and that's gonna help him defend here, but villagers are going down on the wood line. Now all the armies are collapsing towards Grass's base. Ragnarok has been caught a bit in the middle, but his bull Minotaurs are zooming through the map. They're incredibly fast. There is a battle board from Grass in the position. Flaming weapons are also on the table for both Matches and Grass. And now Matches once again did go into throwing X-Men first, so he is going to be able to deal with those Hersers, but he's kind of caught out here. Flaming weapons has been casted by both players. A big flaming weapons fight. Who's going to take the lead here? Seems like Matches is doing a lot better. Throwing X-Men once again proving to be incredibly important in these Herser wars, and Grass once again didn't decide to go into any throwing X-Men. He's stubbornly just making Hersers, and now his main TC is under siege. There is a one Mountain Giant. That's not gonna be enough. He has some Hersers cutting off retreat route, and there is a big pressure happening here. Kido and Mechanics doing work onto this side. Matches possibly lost so many things. There is a Tempest onto this position from Kido. Kido trying to help Grass hold, and Grass is gonna be able to clean all the Minotaurs and Mountain Giants. This is a big win from Grass, but Grass needs to go away from Hersers. He cannot face Matches in 1 versus 1 fight. If Matches has throwing X-Men, that is gonna be incredibly difficult. I'm not sure why is he forcing that second game in a row. Oh my god, there is a raid from Ragnarok's. Ragnarok's is being giga sneaky here. He managed to get the Asgardian Bastion down. Kido probably lost some villagers too. We did miss that piece of action. He's gonna go for villagers on this position as well, but Kido's army is coming in from both sides, and these should be enough to deal with everything Ragnarok's has on this position. Big down from Rock Giant, taunting all the hoplites going down. Minotaurs are also gonna go down. Will Kido be able to wall this? Just one unit and wall this position, and then Ragnarok is kinda stuck. Now Grass is still trying to put some pressure on with mechanics, but Matches seems to be able to hold alone. Another batch of battle boards for Matches here. Einherjar roars are incredibly good here, and now finally we see some. Oh, these are those throwing X-Men, but these are gonna get caught. Battle boards are gonna be great answer to those. This is a pure mess of a game. Fights are happening absolutely everywhere. Oh, we had a raid from Boyd. Yo, thanks for the raid, Boyd. Appreciate it. Also followed by Lendrick7. Appreciate the follow, my man. Hope you enjoy your stay. For those who do not know, we are watching the MCL, Mythic Clan League loser bracket finals between UCA and KeeN. This is 5th game. Currently, it's 2-2. Both teams even. They are fighting for the spot in the grand finals versus CBB. Now back to the game. We did see a great surround from UCA. They managed to clean Kido's army on this position. Not sure why Kido was in that position to begin with. His army is slow and not the best to maneuver around. Now Grass is in a bit of a problems here. He doesn't really have many units. He just now started going into throwing X-Men. Same mistake as last time. I'm not sure what Grass was thinking here. Trying to hold throwing X-Men plus Herseer with only Herseer could only end up in disaster. Now he doesn't have any heroes to help deal with those battle balls, so his main TC will go down. There is a rock giant to help clean the buildings as well. Grass has to vacate all the villagers, but there is Zukolo coming from around to intercept the retreat. And Grass is in a big trouble right now. He is gonna lose entirety of his... No, Zukolo pulled back. Zukolo is pulling back. He is expecting something else to happen. Mechanics, he's going towards him. But Zukolo pulling back. I have no clue why. He could have finished Grass on this position out. He gave Grass an extra minute or so to kind of establish himself. But he doesn't have a TC. His units numbers are really low. There is a battle board in the middle of these spearmen, but spearmen are kind of doing the work here. Matches also took healing spring from Grass. He's gonna have some healing on the front line. Mechanics still going into these Hippicons. He's not gonna be able to face any of these armies with Hippicons only. There is 4 centers on the position as well to help. But that's not going to be enough. Grass really needs more time. He needs his teammates to do anything to help him. Oh, Zukolo is on the forward hand. There is a need hook for Matches, and this could very well means GG for Grass. Grass has no siege heroes. He's alone here. Not many units at his disposal. Ragnarok's coming from behind, another flaming weapons coming in for Grass, but Grass is alone versus 3 players. 2 players actually. Zukolo is fighting off Mechanics, and Grass is being absolutely demolished here. He's trying to pull back all the villagers, but Needhog is on them. All the villagers going down. Grass will lose every single villager. He's out of the game. Grass is out. No villagers, no army. Hopes of reaching grand finals hanging by a thread here for KeeN. They need to do something amazing here. Kido trying to push into Ragnarok's base, but Ragnarok's coming back with Zukolo to hold the position. His town center has fell down, but it seems like he's gonna be able to deal with this army of Kido. Kido trying his best to shoot and scoot back and forth, back and forth. He's able to snipe a lot of units now. Rock Giants coming in for the big towns. But that is not gonna be enough. Nidhook from Kido is in as well though. It might help. But I sincerely don't think this army of Kido is gonna be able to fight 2 of the opponents. Simultaneously, Kido has to pull back now. Mechanics is trying to secure this gold mine here with the fortress, but Zukolo's spearmen are on in the position. Does Zukolo actually see this? He does, and he's gonna go for it. He's gonna stop this fortress. And that's gonna be a big problem for... Actually, no, he does have access to Goldman here, but KeeN decides to tap out, and UCA takes the dub. They advance to the grand finals. They are gonna be facing CBB for the biggest of prizes. KeeN will have to be satisfied with the match for the third place. GG, well played to both teams. Amazing series we saw today.